You gotta keep on breathing if you wanna make sense of it all. We will not fall.
Let us start seated. And it's, if you can have your 2 blocks handy by the side of you, that's where we're going to go next. But you can sit on a block, sit on a bolster, whatever feels comfortable for you. We're going to take our Hakini mudra. Hakini is that nice sphere, and you're making like this kind of spherical shape, touching all of the fingers. And then just rest that down into the lap so you can soften the wrist down there. So that's the mudra there. And then just rest into the wrists, rest into the elbows, and rest into the shoulders. Soften across the chest here and feel that the sides of the body are lengthening up as you lift. And just take a few moments to become centered to yourself as you come to your mat this evening, whatever your day has brought for you. And just let your day go as you begin to connect to your breathing. So maybe you close the eyes, maybe you keep the eyes open, whatever works. And just find the steadiness and equalness of that Samavriti breath. Breathing in and out through the nostrils. Just taking note of each breath in and each breath out. And also the left and the right nostrils. How do they feel as they breathe the breath in and breathe the breath out? And through our practices in November, we hope to gain some interconnectedness to ourselves, to our physical body, to our consciousness, to our breath. And if through the practice today, because we have a few longer holds than usual, and you feel your mind wandering off, getting distracted onto other thoughts, return back to your breathing. It will always bring you back into the present moment, anchoring you, centering, bringing that deeper connection. Our affirmation for practice: I am deeply connected to my own mind, body, and spirit. I am deeply connected to my mind, body, and spirit. Taking your attention down to your mudra, imagine that you are filling the space in the mudra with your breath. So as you breathe in, it's like a vessel filling. Maybe it's with a liquid, maybe it's with air, maybe it's with nothing, but it's a visual interpretation that as you breathe in, you're filling that sphere between your fingers and your palms. And as you breathe out, obviously you're letting that breath release, letting the vessel empty. Breathing in, filling the vessel. Breathing out, emptying. Here we're going to take a pranayama called Viloma. And Viloma is translated as going against the flow or against the natural order of things. So when we breathe in fully and we breathe out fully, but we're going to actually introduce some interrupted pauses in the breath in and some interrupted pauses on the breath out. But we're going to start with the breath in first of all, and then a slow breath out. So imagine again filling that vessel, 1/3, second third, and then your third, filling it up. So you take a breath in, a smaller, shorter breath. Hold the breath for a second. Then breathe in a little bit more. Fill to the second third. And then fill the third. And then exhale all together fully. So we've got those interruptions. Breathe in, fill to a third. Hold and pause. Breathe in, fill the second. Then breathe in, fill the third. And exhale fully. One more round of that. Breathe in. Pause, breathe in. Pause, breathe in. And exhale fully. Let's try that on the exhales. So we breathe in fully. We exhale, empty a third. Pause, empty a third. Pause, empty the final third all the way. Pause, breathe in fully. Empty a third. Pause, empty a third. Pause, empty fully. Breathe in. One more round, interrupted exhales. Breathe out, just a third, not all of the breath. Pause. Breathe out the second third. Breathe out, third and final. And then breathe in fully. Good. So now we do the inhale interrupted and the exhale interrupted. We'll do 3 rounds. So breathe in and out normally. Breathe in through the nose. And breathe out through the nose. Breathe in. In again. In again. Exhale out. Out again. Out again. Breathe in, interrupted. Second third. Third third. Exhale, first third. Second third. Third and final round. Breathe in. 1 breath. 2, 3, and exhale a third. Second third. And your final third. Breathe in fully all the way. And exhale fully. Release your mudra. Breathing normally. So with Viloma, we're training our lungs just to fill a third, then fill a second third, then fill the third third. and then release it gradually. So we don't want to breathe all the way in, but now we can breathe normally. Let's come to our first posture. So we're going to look at supported fish. I'm going to set my blocks up, one with lengthways across the back of the shoulders. If you want, you can use your bolster. That obviously is far more comfortable underneath the back. But bringing yourself down to your mat, choosing your props. And making sure that the head and the neck are nicely supported. So putting your block on the highest level, and that then supports your head nicely there. If you've got a ponytail or anything, it kind of gets in the way. So choose your leg option as well. Maybe the legs are straight, maybe they are in butterfly, but really allow the chest to melt over your prop, letting the shoulders relax and release and become heavy, and the arms are out to the side of you, palms are face up. Close the eyes if it feels comfortable. We are here for a number of minutes, so get settled in. And those slow, steady breaths, we're not doing the Viloma interrupted breath, but we are filling the lungs as much as we can on that breath in. Expansiveness through the rib cage, front, back, and sides. And the exhale, it is a softening. It is a letting go. It is a release. If you feel yourself wandering off of the mat, bring yourself back to your breath. Reminding yourself of the 3 principles of Yin Yoga to hold the pose. Find stillness. And work towards your own edge. And the edge changes in each posture for each body. Everybody's edge is different, only working to your own. We're here for a couple more minutes. Give into that release of gravity. Let the body become heavier over your props. And take a breath in and a slow breath out as you just bring movement back into the hands, and then the hands can sweep to the legs if you chose butterfly. Bring the legs together, and if your legs were straight, just bring the legs back, placing the soles of the feet down with bent knees. Flip the palms over by the waist. Nice. And just take a moment to press into the elbows, lifting the head and neck, looking along the body, just stretching through the back of the neck there. Nice. Good. And then rolling over gently, taking away your prop. And just roll down gently all the way into Shavasana. Take a moment to spread the upper back and the shoulders nice and wide across the mat, the rib cage and the waist, and just feel what it's like to come out of that supported fish. I said fresh. Supported fish. And just a little rebound stretch into the spine here, as that's a very passive back bend. We're going to draw the knees in towards the chest, pull the thighs in nice and tight. And if you like, you can just curl the upper body up, curling into a tight ball, relaxing the shoulders, just bringing the head gently towards the knees. You might feel that release through the lower back, through the middle back, through the upper back there, as you put the spine into flexion. And then release the head and the neck back down, keeping the knees where they are, lengthening the tailbone all the way down the mat. And from here, we're going to go into a happy baby. So we take the knees wide of the rib cage, opening up through the hips, and then bringing the feet up towards the sky. And you can take hold of the outer feet, the ankles, the calves, or maybe just resting the arms behind the thighs, wherever feels good. Again, happy baby is different for everybody. Lengthening tailbone, keeping the whole of the back body nicely planted and grounded, connected to the mat. And the facial expression is relaxed and the throat is soft. You're not lifting the chin up or dipping the chin. Neck is long. So if happy baby is a struggle for you to catch hold of those feet, maybe you like to use a strap, and you can place the strap over the soles of the feet and hold the ends of the strap, or you might like to just work with one leg at a time. So if you're working with one leg, your left leg is down, left hand is down, but we are opening out into that right hip flexor And if you're in the double leg version, you're opening up into both hips. Feet are flexed, pointing up towards the sky. Pull the toes back towards the shins. That's it. And we are lengthening that tailbone downwards, really flattening out through the spine. Nice. It's difficult to take away the tension in the hands here because we're having to hold on to the feet to pull the legs down, but see if you can try and relax into the fingers a little bit. If you're gripping on too tightly, the knuckles will go white and you'll feel more tension in the hands than you will in the posture. Almost there. Just a 3-minute hold on this one. Bending deep into the knees, really pulling those knees closer, closer, closer to the mat. Trying to get those thighs parallel to the mat. That's it. I think we need some work on our happy babies. Nice and slowly let go of the hands, release the feet, come into a rebound pose of constructive rest here. So feet go wide, toes gently turn in, heels out, and the knees drop in towards one another. Soften there into the inner thighs, hip flexors, outer hips. Relax that whole area of the hips there that's we've targeted in that happy baby. And here the belly softens and the spine relaxes into the mat. And remember, yin is all about the connective tissue. So we try and relax all the larger muscle groups of the body and work into the connective tissue, the fascia, the tendons, the ligaments, the cartilage, all of that. Heel toe the feet into parallel. And let's take an option of reclined pigeon. So if you like, you can extend the leg down and just rest your right leg on your shin. Okay, let that right knee just relax out to the side. Or you can go a little bit deeper and you can bring the foot across the knee, maybe just keeping that left foot down over the mat. Or if you want to go to the third stage, interlacing the fingers behind that thigh and then gently drawing that knee in towards you. Again, the spine is long, throat is relaxed. You're not lifting up the chin, arching into the back of the neck. So I find an option that really does work for you, whether the foot's down, the leg is long, or you're pulling that knee in towards you. We're here for 3 minutes on each leg. Whichever option you have chosen, the foot is slightly active. So that means that the right foot is flexing back. Those toes are gently pulling back towards the shin. Nice. And in each of these postures that we hold for a number of minutes, notice where your target area comes for you. Everybody's going to feel postures very differently to each other. But where do you notice this targeting? You might feel it somewhere in the outer hip, the glutes, the piriformis. Piriformis is one of the deep rotator six in the buttocks. They control the hip and the leg movements. Doing great in this reclined pigeon or reclined swan. They do call it a different name in Yin. Or actually, there's another name, all four pose. We are almost there. Wherever you were, release the hands, release the foot, and gently release both legs all the way along the mat. Take a moment to rest the feet, rest the legs, rest the knees, rest that right hip, right glute. Really soften and relax that area that's underneath you now. We subconsciously clench into our buttocks quite often, actually. So try and relax the sphincter and the buttocks there. Let go of the pelvic floor. Moving to the second side, choosing one of those three options, whether it was right leg straight, left leg rests just on the ankle and the knee just rests out to the side, or you just bend that right knee up, crossing over the left leg. Or maybe third option, interlacing the fingers and then drawing that right knee towards you. Ooh, I'm going to say that's a little tight for me. Exhale the tension. And just really noticing the difference as we move from right to left, because this is our first posture where we are doing both legs. Exhale as you let go deeper. Remind yourself of your affirmation and intention for practice, that you are deeply connected to your mind, body, and spirit. Using the breath to connect you into the postures. Making sure that you are hitting your edge in these postures and not becoming too lazy with them. You should always be feeling something. And we're here for just a few more breaths. Last minute. And wherever you were, releasing hands, releasing foot, releasing legs, sliding them all the way down into Shavasana. Really let go there. Again, relax the underside of you, particularly the target areas are around the outer hip and those gluteal muscles and deep rotator 6 of the left side. And here, just give yourself a little shimmy from side to side so you can relax the hips, wiggle the buttocks, and that in turn moves the legs, moves the feet, moves the ankles. Lift the arms up above the head. Give yourself a big, big stretch. And then gently bring the knees back in towards the chest once more. See if that feels a little bit easier than the first time you did that. Lengthening tailbone down. Squeeze those thighs in towards the belly and the chest. Lengthening the neck. And let's come into our next posture, which is a supported bridge. So again, choosing your prop. I'm going to go with a block on its medium level, but you can go on a block on its lowest level, or you can make it nice and comfy and use a cushion or a bolster. So choose your option there. Supported bridge. That's it. So making sure that the upper back is spreading out, lift the upper back, and then pull the spine down and spread the shoulder blades out. Your option here, hands are by the side of the body, palms are face up. Maybe you like them in cactus, but making sure that those shoulder blades aren't pinching in towards one another. Again, really give in to gravity here, letting the hips become heavy and drop down into the prop that you've chosen. Trust me, it is far more comfortable when you have a bolster. But once you get used to your sacrum resting on that prop, relax the entire area around the sacrum. So the outer hips, the glutes, soften through the buttocks. And as you come into this posture, this is a slight inversion. So the heart is slightly above the head. There might be a feeling of, being upside down a little. And if you do get a little bit dizzy, just come down, just take the block away or the bolster and come down to flat. But if you like, for the last minute, we're only here for about three minutes. So for the last minute, we can straighten the legs out and we can take them into pontoon. So exhaling the full body weight over the top of your block. If, like me, you've chosen the mid-level of that block or a bolster, they're a little bit higher than the lowest level. So again, you can always drop them down a little bit lower. Now, this is a very, very passive back bend. Relax across the thighs, the hips, stretching across the intercostals, the abdominals here. Remind yourself that you are completely connected to where you are right now. Nothing else is pulling you away. Connect to that steadiness of breath, full inhales, uninterrupted, and full exhales, uninterrupted. If the arms are above the head, breathe in, lift the arms back by the side of the body. Bring the right leg back, place the sole down. Bring the left foot back. Relax back into that supported bridge for a moment. If you like, you can stay there. If you want to, for the last minute, lifting the legs up into waterfall, supported shoulder stand. They raise straight up to the sky. Lovely. Really give in to the weight of the legs, dropping into the hips here, dropping into that prop. Wiggle the feet. Move into the ankles and then place the soles of the feet down. Gently press into the hands and the feet to lift the hips. Stretch, stretch, stretch into a little bridge just to release the spine. Take the block or the bolster away and slowly roll down. Can't impress slowly enough. Shoulders, upper back. We're still rolling. Middle back. We're still rolling, vertebra by vertebra, scooping the belly, keeping the pubic bone lifted. The lower lumbar section starts to come down. The sacrum starts to come down. And finally, the full pelvis, and it spreads out to relax. And now extend the legs, extend the arms, big, big stretch. Give yourself a little shimmy and a shake. Shake the arms, shake the shoulders, shake the hips, shake the legs. Gently draw those knees in, roll and massage out through the spine. You might need a little massage after having that block underneath the lower back and sacrum there. Circle the knees one way and the other. Nice. And we're just going to roll over nice and slowly to one side, taking our time to press ourselves up to seated. Been down there a while. Good. So here we're going to do a seated spinal twist. So you can sit cross-legged if you like. We'll do it. So if we put the left leg in front, or you can have the legs out in butterfly, your choice, whatever feels good. If you can't quite cross the legs, that's okay. But left leg in front, just give those knees a little press down. Sit nice and tall, take our seated twist. So hand goes back behind us. We're going to turn towards our left leg first of all, opening out the chest. Sitting tall, relaxing through the facial expression, the throat, the chest, the shoulders. Lengthening through the spine, the sides of the body. The hand on the knee can give you just a little bit of leverage to take it a little deeper into the rotation. But again, nothing's ever forced. We're just trying to find our edge. Uninterrupted inhales and exhales. Each inhale lengthens, each exhale deepens. And slowly bring yourself back into center. Change legs. Sitting tall. Again, taking the hand across the knee, it gives you a little bit of leverage to open the chest out to the side of you. Trying to get the chest nice and parallel. We're not lifting up the back shoulder to get deeper into the rotation. Lengthening through the sides of the body and the spine, breathing in to lengthen, breathing out, deepening. Remind yourself to take away the tension and tightness from anywhere that you're gripping or holding on to make these postures happen. We want them to be easy and comfortable, but we want to find that edge without over-forcing, overstretching. And breathing it in, back into the center. Feel that kind of twist unravel itself, coming back into neutral, lifting the knees, bringing them out in front of you, and just gently dropping forward. Take the head between the knees, rest the neck, soften the shoulders. Feel the stretch through the upper back, pulling navel gently back towards the spine. And from here, you can take your hands onto your ankles or your shins and just start to slide the feet gently away from you, dropping into a forward fold from there. So you can come into that fold. Again, just settle in. If you need to use a bolster under the head, under the knees, please do. But if you're quite happy where you are, the feet can be gently still apart. You've got that hand to leg connection. Dropping head towards the knees. Again, these forward folds definitely don't have to be forced in any way. Gravity should be on your side here and letting you go deeper into the posture. Soften out through the legs, through the back. The abdominals are gently pulling themselves back to the spine. Each exhale, fully letting go, taking you deeper, relaxing, releasing even further. Remind yourself of your intention, your affirmation. I am deeply connected to my mind, body, and spirit. Take a breath in and breath out. Release the hands by the side of the body. And then start to walk the hands back. And you uncurl the spine. Again, vertebra by vertebra. Take your time. There's never any rush. The last thing to come up is the crown of the head, lifting the chin away from the chest, feeling the spine unravel itself, coming to sit nice and tall and upright. Beautiful. Now let's swing those legs around behind us. And if you have your bolster handy for this one, I'm going to use a bolster for a supported sphinx, which is a nice, comfortable variation of a sphinx there. So we bring our arms, our forearms over the front of your sphinx, dropping the hips. And you can widen the feet. And the closer the bolster is to your hips, the deeper that posture is going to feel. Okay, so if you need to bring it back underneath the armpits, right underneath the chest, that's okay too. But we are going to take those arms out in front of us in our Sphinx pose. We're going to nestle our chest into that bolster, keeping the neck aligned with the rest of the spine, becoming heavy through the pelvis. So the hips are down on the mat. Yeah, bring your hips back a little bit, Ali. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Perfect. Nice. Gonna probably feel a little different. So really give in to the heaviness there of the mid body. Really soften, soften, soften across those hips, pelvis, and buttocks. We don't have to hold ourselves up here in this Sphinx pose. We don't need to push through the palms and the forearms to keep the chest lifted. We can let the chest just melt into the bolster. When the legs are closer together, you might feel that that's even deeper. So maybe if you slide those feet just a little bit towards one another, making sure that all 10 toes are touching the mat. The heels aren't rolling in towards one another. So that means that the tops of the feet, the knees, the thighs are all connected to the mat. Those uninterrupted inhales and exhales connect you to the present. Notice if you're clenching anywhere in the lower part of the legs or the knees. Relax the kneecaps. Relax the buttocks. And let's gently come out of this posture by bringing the hands back and then just sliding that bolster all the way forward, bringing our head to the back of the hands, big toes touch, heels fall out. Relax into that full prone posture. Give the hips a little wiggle, a little shake from side to side, soften through the belly, the spine. And then bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Gently press yourself up through tabletop. Before we go into cat and cow, just find neutral. So just feel neutral spine. Belly is gently lifting up, crown of the head reaching forward, sit bones pointing back. Now gently drop the belly, arch the spine, look forward. And then gently exhale, roll into cat. Take this one steady because you've just come out of a back bend. Breathing in, come into that cow. And just notice now for yourself, again, connect to your physical body as you feel the spine much more mobile, much more freer. And then just a recovery pose here, wide leg child's pose, taking the knees wide, bringing the toes together. Be careful on that one, Dad, don't go back. So stay upright. Bring the head to the hands or the hands go out in front of you. Soften, soften, soften into that child's pose. Good. Big breath out into the earth. And then slowly, hands come down, rolling up through the spine. Again, super slow. We're going to pull the navel in, keep the chin tucked in towards the chest, and just roll up to kneeling. Be careful there, Dad, too, with that knee. Deep flexion there, so maybe just bring the legs out in front of you. Good, sit tall. And We're going to come back down onto the mat. So if you need to pop some socks on, please do. Have your block or bolster by the side of you. We've got one. Actually, no, I'm going to change that. Yeah, draw the knees in. I'm going to change the posture. Roll and massage out. Let's come into a banana asana. We haven't done one of those for a while. So we shuffle the shoulders over to the top right corner. The hands come up above the head if that feels comfortable for the arms. And then the feet extend and they shuffle to the bottom right corner. So you're creating a nice little C shape or a crescent. Intensifying the posture brings the left foot over the right ankle and you take hold of your left wrist. Try to let both elbows rest down on the floor if you can. And we're really trying to relax through this left side of the body, left hip, left outer thigh, left rib cage. Good. So if you were looking at yourself from above, you would see that you would be in a nice crescent moon shape. Those uninterrupted inhales and exhales are full, long, slow. Breathe in, bring the head, the arms, and the shoulders back first of all, and then you simply release the left leg to the left side of the mat, opening yourself up into Shavasana. Rebound here, just take a moment to feel that you are balanced. Keep the legs and the hips where they are, shuffling the shoulders and the upper body to the top left corner, lifting those arms up above the head, again taking hold of that right wrist should you like to, and then simply taking right leg across to the left. So you choose how deep you want these banana shapes to be. Trying to rest both elbows down on the mat. And you may feel that one side felt a little bit tighter or easier than the other. Trying to soften out that right side stretch. Breathing in, breathing out, bringing the head back into center, the arms, the shoulders, the upper body, releasing the right foot all the way back into neutral Shavasana to really find balance there. Drawing knees in and gently roll and massage out through the spine. Open out the knees, release into the hips just a little bit. Let us make our way into final relaxation in Shavasana using props that you have available to you, maybe using a block or a cushion underneath the head, or maybe a bolster underneath the knees. Eye pillows or turning lights off, really settling in for a nice relaxation. Making sure that you're warm, of course. And then, it's always hard to stay connected when we sometimes come to relaxation, or maybe we just drift off to sleep if we've had a busy day or we're feeling quite tired, but trying to stay conscious and just really feeling everything about these precious moments, that you don't have to be anywhere, you don't have to do anything. No one's taking your time away from you. You're giving back time to yourself. And again, reminding yourself of your own intention, which is that you are deeply connected to your mind, body, and spirit. Uninterrupted inhales and exhales, fully, slow, rewarding the body for your practice. I will let you know when it's time to come back around. Beginning to take a few deeper breaths now as you begin to bring yourself back into your room, back onto your mat, and back into your body. Wiggling fingers, moving wrists, wiggling toes, moving ankles. Taking time to awaken from your relaxation. There's never any rush to sit back up. You can always stretch out the body as if you're awakening in the morning from a nice rest, and then gently drawing the knees in and rolling and massaging out. Returning up to a comfortable seat, just checking in with how you feel, bringing the hands into the heart center. Anjali Mudra. Pressing the palms together, feeling the connection of all fingertips and thumbs together, the heels of the hands, and the thumbs just nestling in towards the sternum and the heart space. Take a deep breath in through the nose and just exhale, sigh out any remaining tension, tightness through the mouth. And breathing normally, reminding yourself of our affirmation, our practice of yin for connection. I am deeply connected to my mind, body, and spirit. And always thanking your mind, body, spirit, and your breath for your practice today. And I thank you all. Namaste.